Hi everybody, it's Madison here. In this video, I'm going to discuss pedigrees using an example from my favorite books, the Harry Potter series. But first, what is a pedigree? A pedigree is essentially a useful way to organize related individuals to analyze both their genotypes and phenotypes in order to determine the inheritance patterns. For my example, I will be focusing on the Weasley and the Granger families. The trait that I am analyzing is that of magical abilities. Some prominent magical families have been around centuries, while others, like the Grangers, are new to it. First, we will look at the Granger side of the family. Hermione Granger is what they call a Muggle-born, which means that both of her parents are normal and do not possess any magical abilities. Now, I did some research, and the Harry Potter scholars have determined that having magical abilities is a dominant trait. This is why some people have questioned how Hermione and so many other Muggle-borns have the trait. Hermione is an example of what they call a de novo mutation. A de novo mutation is a type of mutation which appears in a lineage for the first time due to a mutation in either egg or sperm, or even in the embryo itself during fertilization. This type of mutation is actually not uncommon in real life. She is also an only child, so we cannot be sure what the exact genotypes are for her parents or even for her. We can only conclude that she possesses at least one dominant allele for magic. The Weasleys, on the other hand, have been a magical family for a very long time, same as other families like the Malfoys or the Blacks. Their traits go way back. Ron's parents, Molly and Arthur Weasley, both possess the magical ability trait and pass it on to each of their offspring. Ron has 5 brothers and 1 sister. Spoiler alert, Ron and Hermione end up marrying and having 2 children. Both of their children also have magical abilities. This also proves that magic is indeed a dominant trait since every offspring represents that phenotype. Now we will look at the modes of inheritance of the magic trait. The pedigree shows that the trait is not Y-linked because women in the pedigree also have magical abilities. Both autosomal dominant and X-linked dominant modes of inheritance make sense with this pedigree. However, based on the people we do have in the pedigree, autosomal recessive as well as X-linked recessive also make sense. In order to better understand the inheritance of magic, we could look at Hagrid. Although he is not part of our pedigree, his genetics add to the overall understanding of the magic trait. We know that Hagrid was born to a giant mother and a wizard father. If magic were recessive, then Hagrid would not have possessed the magical abilities that he did. In conclusion, despite our knowledge of magic as a dominant trait, if we were strictly looking at the pedigree I have here, X-linked recessive and dominant, as well as autosomal recessive and dominant, all work for the Weasley-Granger union. I hope you all have enjoyed my short presentation on the modes of inheritance of the trait magic.